Alright guys, Warhammer, Games Workshop, they've done it. We've got female Custodes. Now, this announcement happened, I think 2 days ago now. Time of recording this, 2 days ago. And the thing is, I get the reasons. This whole thing's dumb. That's my initial take, right? Like, it's super dumb. But let's play devil's advocate, right? I understand that you can adjust and change things in the law, which they're trying to do, because it's this ongoing law where, you know, you bring something out year on year and you tweak things and you say, oh, well, that was not transcribed correctly, or it was just, you know, new information has come to light, like all this kind of stuff. I understand that you can adjust things and the law is fluid, as it were, right? It's still dumb, okay, but I understand that. But when you actually look at the models, they're ugly as fuck. They're awful. And I don't understand who they're actually supposed to be for. And I said this a few times when this popped up. I think it was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I said that this is purely just, this isn't for the shareholders. This is just to appease a very small, very, very small market of their customer base. And this won't be beneficial. Like, it's just not beneficial. This isn't something you do if you're business minded. You know, if your primary goal is to please your customers, like the actual customers and your shareholders, and make profit, this isn't what you would do. All right? No one, aside from the minority, and it's a minority within a minority, of your customer base is crying out for female Custodes, right? Like, that just isn't it. So you just wouldn't do this if your motive was profit. You do this if your motive is virtue signaling, and that's all this is. And that's very difficult to argue with, really. You know, I think most people will accept that this will just please a very small amount of people. But let's take a look at it, have a laugh at it, I guess, on this wet Sunday here in the UK. I don't understand why Games Workshop has done this. Loads of people point to their deal with Amazon. I don't think it's related to that at all. I simply just don't think it is. It might be that they're getting some kind of like ESG money from an investor. I don't know. I don't understand the motive. I don't think it's working with Amazon. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. And I know Amazon's got a massively bad reputation, but they seem to be on the precipice of changing that. Right? Have you seen all of the casting for the God of War series? I mean, it's all white. It's actually good casting, right? That is actually good casting, which is mad, to be honest. They haven't done any weird diversity swaps. It's odd. So anyway, they said this: the New Year preview, all new Legio Custodes revealed. And you know, you're looking at it like, okay, well, perhaps the biggest reveal in the New Year preview was the unveiling of the all new plastic Legio Custodes miniatures. Haven't seen them yet. Feast your eyes on their aura might glory in this reveal video. We're not going to look at the video. We'll just watch. We'll just look at some pictures. We'll be waiting on the other side. By the glory of terror. They're good, aren't they? They're not, actually. They are actually terrible. Like, if you look at their designs, they're pretty shit. A host of new miniatures for Legio Custodes players to take the fight to the War Master. The Emperor's personal protectors have never looked so good. So, these are the Emperor's personal protectors, and they're all of a sudden, they're like, well, we apparently, we'll get to their blog post in a minute. We've run out of men. What? You can't possibly have run out of men. In the Warhammer 40K universe, it's just teeming with life. Teeming with life. Teeming. You've not run out of men. What a retarded change to the law. Like, that's really dumb. What? Anyway, so they need women to be the personal protectors of the personal bodyguards of the Emperor now. I mean, it looks fine. Like, on a whole, like, you look at these images, you're like, yeah, they're fine, whatever, right? Like, these look nice, right? These look good. Okay. So it says this, you know, the upcoming Legio Custodes release is spearheaded by the mighty Legio Custodes Battle Group box, essentially a small army in its own right, and the perfect way to begin a new Custodes force. Let's break down the unit. So there you go. There's some, right? Okay, yeah, nice. Oh yeah, cool. Like, I mean, that looks fine, doesn't it? I guess. Yep. Okay. So most of them have got helmets on, right? Yep. So can't tell whether they're, female or not, I guess. Custodian guards, the quintessential image of the custodians we all know and love. Tall guardian spears, high-plumed helmets, glorious golden armor. Apparently a vagina in there as well. The kit for these contains options for bare heads and command staff, including a Vexilla. So, it looks fine. Look at this. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Something's going on with that guy's face there. Not quite sure what's happening with these, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. That looks fine. Yeah, big tank. Nice. Like that. That looks cool. Yep, that's cool. This is, this is dreadnoughts. Cool. Dreadnought with a shield's a bit weird. Because you don't need... It's a bit weird. You don't think you needed shields in the future, but okay. Yeah, okay. Nice. No, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on there? What's going on here? I mean, that's an interesting looking thing, isn't it? That's interesting. Okay, I'll just scroll through some of this. Yep. Okay, well, anyway. New Custodes, your questions answered. Let's address the telemom in the room, shall we? Yes, some of these awesome new Custodes miniatures are female. Brilliant. Which ones? Because apparently even the females look like men in the future. Like, what? Is this a new thing? Well, yes and no. Two things can't be true at the same time, mate. It's either yes or no. And it's a yes, that's a new thing. Up until this point, those few Legio and Adeptus Custodes miniatures we've seen without helmets have been obviously male, and the rest have been so armoured that it's hard to tell. So yes, it's a new thing. Yeah, obviously that's new. The new range has a mix of both female and male Custodes, right? So that's new then. That's new, isn't it? Yes. And so this is the dumbest explanation ever. Have you changed the law? I thought all Space Marines and Custodes were male. Space Marines, yes. Law-wise, Space Marines are made from human males, willing aspirants or unwilling conscripts on the cusp of adolescence. They are subjected to a series of horrific trials, and the strongest emerge as remorseless killers. Their humanity stripped away so they can serve as living weapons in the Emperor's armies. There are no female Adeptus Astartes. Custodes are not Space Marines. Ah, right. Oh, okay. That makes a massive difference then. Other than the obvious point that they are both towering gene-enhanced warriors, the similarities pretty much stop there. I mean, that's pretty close then, to be honest, but okay. Custodes are taken as infants and recrafted by ancient science. The process is arcane and bespoke to each individual. The Emperor himself retained oversight over the process, at least until that whole Horus Heresy thing went down. But aren't the Custodes made from the sons of Terran noble houses? I mean, yes. Some of them are, yes. The Emperor is all about symbolism and authority. What? So he needs a... What? Symbolism and authority? So we need an HR lady, do we? So those pre-unification patriarchal houses that passed their kingdoms down to firstborn sons had those sons taken and remade as guardians of the Empire. Oh, the Emperor, sorry. That is still true. But that was not the only source of recruitment. Ah, right. New information came to light, I guess. Other methods might have been equally overt. Others, far more secretive. Noble daughters could also have been taken. And at some point, you run out of noble houses. Do you? Do you? Do you run out of noble houses at some point? Do you? Oh, I don't... yeah, I'm not buying that one, mate. Even after you've conquered all of Terra, the inexorable war machine of the Imperium still requires a constant churn of recruits. Brilliant. But that's just nonsense, just as an FYI. But this is what they look like. So like I said, they're terrible. Like, they look awful. Look at the fucking design on that. Look at this. That's woeful, man. Doesn't that look terrible? I think that looks awful. Look at this one. Is that a dude or a chick? What is it? It looks... It does look bad. Right? Like, that looks bad. How different are the males and females? All Custodes, male or female, embody the pinnacle of the genetic and cellular engineering the Emperor employed when creating his armies. They're all flawless creations. It will be when it fits a female. Pushed beyond the limit of human potential. There is no difference in combat efficacy between a male custodian and a female custodian. Brilliant, so they're just the same. Can I be a Custodes when I grow up? No. If you can read this, you're already too old. Sorry. Brilliant. Yeah, this is terrible. Like I said, the thing is, if your motivation is profit, which it should be as a business, right? Like that's just what it should be. You wouldn't do this. You just wouldn't. No one's crying out for this. This isn't what people were wanting, right? There are some people that wanted it. Goonhammer. The female Custodes kit is the coolest thing Games Workshop has done in years. Yeah, I'm sure it is. To someone who writes for Goonhammer. Get the fucking state of it. They are terrible. These designs are terrible. So they love it, obviously, as you can imagine. That's about right, isn't it? It's just dumb. Like, your motivation is virtue here, right? Your motivation is signaling all the virtue, pleasing a minority of a minority. And it's dumb, right? Like, men should be able to have men things and enjoy it. And women, if they want to come into that space, they should be able to enjoy that space as is. It shouldn't have to be bent and warped around them to facilitate their entry into the space. That's dumb. That's mollycoddling. And you know, surely that, I don't know, I'd find that insulting if that was for me. Right? I don't know. Super dumb. So there you go. Female Custodes are here, right? The Adeptus Custodes. There you go, ladies and gents. Female Custodes. Brilliant. They're here.